Grand Rising people, kings and queens, Grand Rising. Wow. I wake up to hear all of this stuff. It's ridiculous. The amount of people that are changing their stories now is ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And you have to look at it and say, well, if they're changing their story and they're going with the narrative, all they're doing and what they've been doing is trying to be with the in crowd. That's it. They're trying to be with the in crowd. And if they're going against the in crowd, it's because someone's paying them. That's number one. Someone's paying them. And they'll rather take money instead of integrity. How are you going to... And, I respect Melly Mel. I respect him. But I always have said, he's not first generation. He's not. It's just simple. No one is first generation if they're not 70, 71, 72, and 73. They're just not first generation. It's simple. And anything after that is second generation. Simple. Simple mathematics. Simple. And so what's happening now is a lot of the lies are catching up. That's what's happening now. A lot of the lies are catching up. And so what happens is that those people that were telling the lies are seeing, hey, people are questioning these lies now. Before the narrative was, hey, just, Kool Herc was the father of hip hop and he was the only one. And I just saw a interview where he says he is the one. He's the main one. Forget Coke Rock. He did it all by himself. And all of these lies are catching up with people. Charlie Rock, the fake Charlie Rock, gets on and says, oh, no, this is this. When they go back and they look at the lies that he's been telling, they look at it and say the lies. So now, I'm going to tell you, there's probably three people that try to discredit me. One is a girl that changes her name on social media, and she says all of this, that I wasn't there, and that she's 4 years older than me, which is a lie, and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And she bases her whole life on trying to discredit me. For what? Get a life. Get a life. They get on these things and they can't stop. And that's what's happening. They can't stop. They weren't there, but yet and still they tell me about what I've did. Other people, other person that does it, a guy that is actually older than me. But because he's older than me doesn't mean that he did things that I did, because he didn't. And because you're older than me doesn't make you cooler, because you're not. Okay? And everything that I broke down to him and I showed them, he gets so mad because everybody backs me up and says, yeah, that's what happened. That's what Phase is telling the truth. That's what happens. And so it just kills me to know that people take their life, they dedicate their life at trying to discredit me. So I'm not thinking about them. I don't care about them. I don't wake up early talking about, oh, what can I do to discredit them or what? I don't do that. So what kind of life does a person have that wants to do that for anybody? Like, what kind of life is that? The other person that does these things, tries to discredit me and say things, is a Puerto Rican person. And they're mad because the way that things happen, you know, they don't understand. Well, they do understand, and that's why they're so mad. They don't understand that our culture has been going on for years and years, our culture. And we can't change our culture. We can't. Now, if your culture is what it is, that's your culture. Don't get mad because we let you in our culture and you try to take it over and say it's your culture. But it's not. No matter what you do, no matter what hat you wear, no matter what sneakers you wear, clothes you wear, the way you talk, nothing is going to make that your culture. It's just not. See, culture comes from the past, not the present and not the future. So you can't say that, oh, because I cut my hair this way, that I'm this, or I wear this dress and I'm this. I'm in the culture now. I'm in the culture. You can't do that. It's impossible. Okay? And so they get so mad when everybody says, well, wait a minute. Do you have pictures of your culture back then? Do you have anybody, do you have the style or dress to show that you were doing it back then in the past? Do your family traditions, do your food culture, your styling, your all of that, can you trace it back to what we are doing, to our culture? You can't. So so they get mad at me. Oh, Phase didn't do this. Oh, Phase wasn't that. Oh, Phase didn't do that. Well, why? Why say that? And then it's so funny. The person says, "Oh, I know Phase, and I'm 4 years older than him, and I did this or whatever." But they don't show who they are. Everybody knows I show who I am on my social media. I show who I am. They talking about Phase. They show who I am. So I don't have nothing to hide. But all of these people are they you should see the pictures and stuff that they put their fake names in, and they do all of that. Why? Show you who you ask. Let's have a debate. Straight up. Answer question for question. That's how you take care of that. You don't gotta worry about it. But no, they don't want to do that. They want to hide their identity. Anonymous caller. Anonymous. And so that it kills, it makes me laugh. It's hilarious. It's hilarious to see them do that. It's hilarious to me. And so, I just wanted to get on there. We had a big debate last night. And I got on there, and people gotta. I want to say, forgive me for getting riled up. But when I hear people just spewing out garbage, I'm from the Dale. I'm from Bronxdale. And we're gonna snap. We're gonna do all of that. We're gonna debate. We're gonna, but everything that I was saying, I backed it up with facts. Everything that I was saying, I backed it up with the incident or whatever happened. I backed it up. So when they start stuttering and saying, they get mad. They get mad because they see that they don't have nothing. I asked this guy that's supposed to be 70 years old or whatever and talking all of this stuff. And I said, well, these dates, where were you at this date? What happened on this date? Couldn't tell me. Couldn't tell me. I asked him, well, what equipment was they using? Couldn't tell me. Couldn't tell me. I asked him, what records were they playing? Couldn't tell me. Couldn't tell me. What were they saying on the microphone? Couldn't tell me. Couldn't tell me. Okay? And so now, after all of that, they're mad and upset because when they asked me a question, I answered it. I answered it. And then they get mad because they asked a question and I answered it. So peace and blessings to everybody. And, thank you for the support. Oh man, I looked at the comments and you guys support me and you say that, and I think that's another thing that gets people really jealous because they see the love, they see the support, they see that. And it just drives them crazy. Like, why do they love him? Why do they support him? Why? Oh goodness, it's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyway, now, like I said, a lot of these fake pioneers are going to change their story. A lot of these fake enthusiasts are going to have to change their story. All these fake creators are going to have to change their story. And it's all falling into play because I said it years ago. I said it years ago that the truth is going to come out. And when it comes out, everybody's going to be jumping back and say, oh, well, no, we did it this way, or yeah, we were always. And I told you, this is what I told you from years ago, at least 15 years ago. I said the jock rider is the one that if the Knicks are winning, the New York Knicks, if the Knicks are winning, then they're a hardcore Knicks fan. And if everybody's saying they love the Knicks, they're hardcore Knicks fans. But when the Knicks lose, then they jump off and say, oh, the Knicks is whack. I always liked this other team. I never liked the Knicks. And that's what jock riders are. And we got a lot of jock riders that are in this industry or that are in the forefront. And you see now. Melly Mel got into, he was in the microphone check just like I was in microphone check. And he said one thing about this and one thing. Then he gets on another platform and says everything different than what he said on microphone check. Now, this is the crazy part. You think people didn't see microphone check? And people didn't see what you said in microphone check? You think nobody saw that documentary? Nobody saw that movie. And so now that was erased, and now you say there's something new. Don't you understand? Your credibility goes out the door right there, just for that. So my credibility stands. The same thing I was saying 15 years ago, I'm saying now. The same thing that I was bringing out 15 years ago, people are finding out that's what happened. That's the real deal. That's where it was doing. Everything that I said was real. All right? The records that I talk about, got them. Bring them up, show you. The clothes, got them. Still to this day, do stuff, rock like that. Got them. Okay? Dance, the way I dance, same way. Got them. Okay? And when I talk on the mic or whatever, same things. Say, I still got the rhymes or whatever that I was saying back then. Same thing. Okay? So that's the big difference between them and me. Okay? I don't have to change up my story because my story is real. My story is the creation. My story is what I did. Now, I'm never, ever gonna cross the line and say it was me by myself because I had a crew. It was us together. Us. Not anybody else. Us together. And we created something that's $1 trillion business. $1 trillion business. That's all. So y'all can say, oh, I was young. Yep. And proud of it. And proud that I was doing at a young age grown people stuff. Proud of it. You can say that all day. You can say, oh, how young I was all day long. That makes me proud. You're not saying nothing to hurt me. You're saying something to big me up, to show that we were the little rascals, that we did stuff that even grown-ups weren't doing. And that's what it, so by you saying you were 4 years older than me, yeah, good. You could have been 10 years older than me. You wasn't doing what we was doing. You wasn't going to Pathmark and packing bags and taking bags to somebody else's car for $25, $1.50. You wasn't doing that. So you didn't have that money. So go ahead. Say, oh, he was so young and everything. Yes. Yes, I was riding bikes. Yes, I was riding mini bikes at that young age. You wasn't, and you was that age. Yes, I was doing karate at a young age. You wasn't doing it, and you was that age. So that's why you're so mad. You're just mad. Because yes, the little rascals were young. We were young, and y'all were older and still wasn't doing what we was doing. Still wasn't rocking the British that we was rocking. Wasn't rocking the Playboys that we was rocking. Wasn't rocking the Quarterfields that we was rocking. Wasn't rocking the AJ Lester Mocknecks that we was rocking. Jew man guys. So I love it, and I know I'm just teasing people or whatever, but that's just how Phase is. That's just how I am. That's how we used to snap for hours, okay? And that's just how. And I'm never gonna change. Never gonna change. All right. So keep on talking about how I was too young because I wasn't, and keep on saying how you're older, and so what? So what? Just like right now, I'll admit that I don't know what's hip or whatever because the young people do. So I would have to go to a younger person to find out what's hip, what's going on right now. Because when I was doing it, it was real music. I don't know about what they're doing now with the fake music where you don't even have to have a DJ now. You don't even have to go to a studio now. I don't know about that. All right. So I would have to ask a younger person. Just like y'all would have did, the older ones had to ask me and my crew what was hip. I love it. It's just facts. Facts. All right. So I'm gonna leave with that. Yo, everybody have a wonderful day. Melly Mel, I'm sorry, but you just lost so much respect from so many people. You can't just say me, okay? So many people by saying what you said. Okay, so Charlie Rock, the same thing. You had so many people, even though you're fake, but you had so many people that were listening and listening to your lies, and most of them were believing it or whatever. But now look, they look at you and say, "Yo, he's been a fraud all this time." So, bye, older people. See you, older people. It's DJ Phase, and I'm out.